National Park is in eastern Tanzania. It's known for its diverse wildlife and beautiful landscapes.
Mikumi town was established in 1914. It was thinly populated by the Wasagala and Wabidanda tribes. They lived primarily off of fishing, hunting, agricultural activities, and it was a very isolated area.
70 indigenous families were forced to relocate for the creation of the park in 1964. They had to take their pastoralist lifestyles elsewhere and learn how to cultivate in new areas.
The park contained important grazing lands for pastoralists they no longer had access to. Since then, there have been consistent issues with pastoralism, subsistence farming, and conflict with wildlife in the surrounding villages.
Tanzania National Parks Authority, or TANAPA, was the main stakeholder and actor in the creation of Mikumi. They held a pro-park stance due to the tourism funds that the park would bring in, as well as the protection of the natural wildlife.
Established as a national park due to its diverse wildlife and subsequent hunting practices. A road was built through the park, which led to more access to hunting and therefore more endangered wildlife.
Mikumi is a Category 2 protected area and received this standing when the park was established in 1964. This is similar to a national park or a designated wilderness area in the U.S., and their main focus is to protect functioning ecosystems.
Hey Caroline,
Hey, yeah.
what are some of the threats to Mikumi National Park?
Well, there are several direct threats to Mikumi National Park, but some of the main ones are ivory trafficking and high-speed motor, auto incidents on the roads within the park, with people running into wildlife. However, the biggest direct threat is human-wildlife conflict, since so many communities reside right on the outskirts of the national park.
Can you tell me a bit more about that, Claire?
Yeah, totally. So one of the main forms of human-wildlife conflict within the park is crop destruction. So in the surrounding communities around the park, crop yields are their main form of economic livelihood and feeding their families. So elephants are really large and hungry, and they oftentimes break into the farms and eat their crops, causing a lot of conflict.
So the farmers often kill and retaliate against the elephants by poaching them.
And what are some of the underlying causes of the threat?
Well, there are two main underlying causes. The first being rapid population growth. There's so many more people and communities in the area around Mikumi, so there's a lot more of an opportunity for interaction than there used to be.
The second underlying cause is general resentment for TANAPA by the surrounding communities. People feel this resentment due to the fact that they're using the land for protection and not for commerce, farming, and economic growth that's benefiting the community. This aligns with Management Principle 4, tyranny due to small developmental decisions. Communities in the surrounding areas feel upset due to the proximity of the park to their livelihoods.
The World Animal Protection Agency has been working with farmers to find ways to discourage elephants from eating the crops without harming or killing them. One way that worked for a little while was the implementation of chili fences.
Elephants don't like the taste or smell of chili, so the fences surrounding the crops kept them out for a little while. However, this only worked for a short period of time because the elephants discovered they could just back in and knock the fences down. So this management attempt was unsuccessful.
To help mitigate the conflict between farmers and animals eating their crops, there has been legislation put in place. This is an example of Management Principle 1. PA managers need to intervene so that the impacts of human-caused threatening processes are reduced.
The 2022 Wildlife Conservation Act provides material and financial compensation for all eligible people who have been negatively impacted by human-wildlife conflict. This has completely and drastically changed the attitudes of the surrounding communities towards Mikumi because they feel like more is being done to advocate for them and to respect the fact that they are involved in these destructive activities.
Mikumi National Park and their relationship with the communities is constantly evolving and changing, and we can't wait to see what they do in the future.